Well, thanks to the generous support of the American Red Cross, we've been able to provide rebate programs to individuals and families all throughout Pottawatomie County to help them get storm shelters for their homes. So far, we've invested in 208 storm shelters across the county, and we're hoping we'll probably get a few more as the final numbers come in and we see how many funds that we have left over. It's been a real blessing for these folks to be able to have something. Now that we're moving into storm season, people are aware that this is Tornado Alley and they want to be prepared to deal with it, and this has been a great program to help them get prepared. Storm season in Oklahoma can vary. One day it may be colder, the next day it may be very warm, so we always have to be prepared to deal with storms. And that means having a plan for what your family will do to be safe when severe weather strikes. You should know the difference between severe weather watches and warnings. Watches are just simply that. They mean watch out because the possibility exists for severe weather. When it's a warning, you need to take immediate precautions to save yourself and your family from the severe weather that is occurring, whether that's a severe thunderstorm, flood, or tornado warning. That means take action immediately. Having that safe place is the important thing when that warning is issued. And so the storm shelters that we've been able to put in through the Red Cross grant have been really great. We have gone out and looked at these shelters to make sure that they meet the guidelines of the FEMA and International Code Congress codes. That means that they're substantially built to withstand storms that we would get in Oklahoma. We've gone out and looked at these shelters to make sure that they meet all those code requirements, like having solid doors, having latches on the doors so that they don't come open, having proper ventilation, making sure that they're well constructed so that water doesn't leak into them, and that people can actually get in and out of them when the storms do threaten. So we've made sure through this grant program that all those conditions have been met so that they will afford the best protection possible to these families. In the event of the storm, and when you take shelter in your storm shelter, when you come out, it's important to make sure that you and your family are taken care of. Make sure that they're okay, that they don't need medical attention. And once you know that you're secure and your house is secure, then take a look at your neighbors and make sure that they're okay or see if they need help. And obviously, if you need help, call 911 immediately so that we can get the first responders out to take care of you. Once that's been taken care of, then you'll want to take a look at beginning to make sure that your home is secure and that you begin to pick up debris that might be affected in your neighborhood. It's really important to note as well that we have all the storm shelters that have been put in through our program in our storm shelter registry at the county. And so we will know if the debris comes through and traps these people, where to look for them. So rest assured, we're going to be sending somebody by to look for you and help rescue you out of your shelter should you be trapped underground in one of those shelters. And it's a good time to remind folks who may not have been part of this program but who have storm shelters to go ahead and register their storm shelter through our program. They can contact our office at 878-1650 and we'll be glad to take their information over the phone and get them in the storm shelter registry. We will be sharing that with all the county fire departments, and again, when we do have a storm, we'll make sure that the fire departments have that latest updated information so that they can go and do search and rescue in the area. For those people who might not have a storm shelter or a safe room in their home, if their home is a single family dwelling that's substantially constructed, we recommend that the best thing that you can do to take shelter is get in a small room in the center portion of your home away from the outside windows, say a bathroom or a closet. Get under something heavy, cover yourself with blankets. If your children have sports helmets, put those on, and just hunker down and get as many walls and roofs between you and the outside as you possibly can. Folks who live in mobile homes should really have an alternate shelter location pre-planned in advance. And before the warning is issued, when we know that severe weather is moving into the area, they need to go ahead and implement those plans and find a substantial shelter somewhere other than in their mobile home. For people who might be caught out driving in the storm, if you can, it's good to drive at a right angle away from the storm, and as a last resort, if you can't outrun the storm, find a substantial building nearby and take shelter in it, or as a last means, somewhere in a ditch or ravine nearby. Cover yourself up again, hunker down, and protect yourself from flying debris. As we go back and look at the storm that occurred on May 19th of 2013, we see that we've made a lot of progress in terms of recovery in the area. A lot of people have rebuilt their homes. A lot of people are still in the process, however, of doing that cleanup and rebuilding. And we've been very thankful to be able to be a part of that process with our storm shelter rebate program. You know, we think back on that storm, and it was a bad storm that affected us. We feel fortunate that we didn't have more deaths and injuries than we did, and we believe that's probably because people had a plan. And so we want to just remind everybody and encourage those people who don't have a plan right now to make sure that you and your family have a tornado safety plan that you can implement when storms occur.